Living alone is often viewed through a lens of loneliness and isolation, but what if we flipped that perspective? What if solitude wasn't something to fear, but rather an opportunity to embrace? In a world that is constantly buzzing with notifications, responsibilities, and the expectations of others, the ability to spend time alone has become both a luxury and a necessity. Solitude offers us the chance to pause, reflect, and truly connect with ourselves. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Buddhism, living alone can become a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and inner peace. The Buddha himself spent long periods in solitude, meditating under the Bodhi tree and walking the forests in silence. His journey was not one of isolation but of profound connection to himself, to the world, and to the truths of existence. In this modern age, where distractions are abundant and our minds are constantly overstimulated, the lessons from the Buddha's solitude remain as relevant as ever. At first, living alone can feel daunting. The silence of an empty home can be overwhelming, and the lack of external distractions can force us to confront thoughts and feelings we'd rather avoid. However, this silence is not a void. It is a canvas on which we can paint our lives with intention, presence, and authenticity. Living alone teaches us to listen, not to the noise of the outside world, but to the whispers of our own hearts. Self-reliance is one of the most valuable lessons that living alone imparts. When we are solely responsible for our well-being, we learn to trust ourselves in ways we might not have thought possible. Simple tasks, such as cooking a meal or fixing something around the house, become acts of self-care and independence. These small victories build confidence and remind us of our ability to take care of ourselves. But living alone isn't just about practical skills, it's also about emotional resilience. There will be moments of loneliness, moments when the silence feels heavy and the walls seem to close in. It's in these moments that the teachings of Buddhism become our guide. The Buddha taught that all emotions, including loneliness, are impermanent. Just as the clouds pass across the sky, so too do our feelings come and go. When we sit with our loneliness, observe it without judgment, and allow it to exist without trying to push it away, we find that it loses its power over us. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for navigating solitude. Through mindfulness and loving-kindness meditation, we can learn to befriend our own minds. Instead of trying to escape our thoughts, we learn to sit with them, observe them, and let them pass. This practice not only brings peace, but also deepens our understanding of ourselves. In the stillness of meditation, we discover that we are enough, just as we are. Living alone also provides the space to explore creativity. Without the constant interruptions of others, we have the freedom to write, paint, play music, or pursue any creative endeavor that calls to us. Creativity becomes not just a hobby, but a form of self-expression and healing. In these moments of creation, we reconnect with the joy of simply being. It's also important to note that living alone doesn't mean living in isolation. Connection with others remains essential to our well-being. The difference is that these connections are now chosen intentionally, rather than being dictated by circumstance. We learn to value quality over quantity in our relationships. A heartfelt conversation with a friend, a shared meal, or even a simple message can carry profound meaning. Another vital aspect of living alone is creating a routine that supports our mental, physical, and emotional health. Without external accountability, it can be easy to fall into patterns of neglect, staying up too late, skipping meals, or avoiding exercise. However, a consistent routine provides structure and stability. It's not about rigid schedules, but rather about creating rituals that nurture us, a morning meditation, an evening walk, or time set aside for reading and reflection. The environment we create in our homes also plays a significant role in our well-being. A clean, organized, and peaceful living space can have a profound impact on our mental state. Adding elements of nature, such as plants or natural light, can further enhance the sense of tranquility. Our homes become sanctuaries, spaces where we can retreat, recharge, and find peace. Spirituality often flourishes in solitude. Without the noise and distractions of daily life, we have the opportunity to delve deeper into our spiritual practices. Whether through prayer, meditation, or reading spiritual texts. Solitude offers a space for connection with something greater than ourselves. This connection brings a sense of purpose and meaning to our lives. Change is another inevitable aspect of living alone. Life is in constant flux, and living independently requires us to adapt. Whether it's a shift in routine, a change in employment, or even unexpected life events, solitude teaches us to navigate these changes with grace and resilience. The Buddhist principle of impermanence reminds us that nothing lasts forever. Not our struggles, not our triumphs. This understanding allows us to flow with life rather than resist it. In conclusion, living alone is not about escaping the world, but about building a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. It's about finding strength in solitude, peace in stillness, and joy in simplicity. Through the wisdom of Buddhism, we learn that solitude is not a punishment but a gift, one that allows us to grow, heal, and discover who we truly are. If you found value in these insights, consider subscribing to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, let's continue exploring the timeless wisdom of the Buddha and applying it to our everyday lives. This journey is just beginning, and there is so much more to discover. Living alone offers an unparalleled opportunity to understand ourselves on a deeper level. As we continue this journey, it becomes clear that solitude is not merely the absence of others, but a space where profound growth and self-realization can occur. In Buddhism, solitude is often described as a fertile ground for self-reflection and insight, a space where the mind can settle and clarity can arise. One of the first challenges many face when living alone is the confrontation with their own thoughts. Without external distractions, the mind can become a loud and unruly place. However, this is also where the greatest opportunity lies. By observing our thoughts without judgment, as taught in mindfulness meditation, we begin to see patterns, attachments, and fears that might have gone unnoticed in the hustle of daily life. Over time, this awareness allows us to let go of unnecessary burdens and find peace in our own minds. Solitude also brings a heightened sense of self-awareness. We start noticing how we respond to stress, what brings us joy, and where our boundaries lie. These realizations can lead to significant personal growth. For example, someone living alone might discover a love for cooking, gardening, or creative writing simply because they have the space and time to explore these activities without interruption. But living alone isn't just about self-exploration. It's also about self-compassion. In moments of struggle or loneliness, it's essential to treat ourselves with kindness rather than criticism. Buddhism emphasizes the practice of loving kindness, metta, meditation, where we extend compassion to ourselves before sharing it with others. This practice is especially powerful when facing moments of doubt or sadness while living alone. Routine becomes a cornerstone of stability and solitude. Without the external structure provided by shared living arrangements or regular social engagements, it becomes crucial to create our own rhythms. A daily routine doesn't need to be rigid. It can be as simple as starting the day with a few minutes of meditation, setting aside time for creative expression, or ending the evening with a moment of gratitude reflection. These small rituals anchor us and provide a sense of continuity. Another essential aspect of living alone is learning to balance solitude with connection. While time alone is deeply valuable, humans are inherently social beings. Buddhism teaches the importance of sangha, or community, in supporting our spiritual and emotional well-being. Even when living alone, we can cultivate meaningful connections through intentional interactions with friends, family, or like-minded communities. Technology also offers unique opportunities to stay connected without compromising solitude. Creating a space that feels nurturing and peaceful is equally important. Our physical environment has a significant impact on our mental state. A tidy, organized home can bring a sense of calm, while clutter can create unnecessary mental stress. Simple touches, such as soft lighting, indoor plants, or calming artwork, can transform a living space into a sanctuary. Self-reliance is another powerful lesson that emerges from living alone. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, managing finances, or planning meals, every small act of independence builds confidence. These practical skills are not just about survival. They are affirmations of our capability and resilience. Amidst all these lessons, one of the most profound realizations is the impermanence of all experiences, a core teaching in Buddhism. Loneliness, joy, frustration, and peace are all temporary states. By embracing this impermanence, we can approach each moment with greater acceptance and less resistance. In solitude, we also find the space to dream, to set goals, and to imagine the life we want to create. With fewer distractions, our focus sharpens and our intentions become clearer. Whether it's pursuing a passion project, planning a career shift, or simply committing to a healthier lifestyle, living alone offers the clarity and space to make meaningful changes. Finally, living alone invites us to cultivate gratitude. In the quiet moments, we become more attuned to the small blessings of life. A warm cup of tea, a beautiful sunset, or a moment of stillness. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, creating a sense of abundance and contentment. If you've been finding value in these reflections, remember to subscribe to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we can continue exploring these timeless teachings and applying them to our modern lives. Solitude is not an endpoint. It is a doorway to deeper understanding, resilience, and joy. Living alone continues to reveal layers of wisdom, resilience, and self-discovery as we navigate both the challenges and the rewards of solitude. At this stage of the journey, solitude transforms from being merely a physical state into a profound emotional and spiritual experience. The lessons we learn while living alone are not just about independence, but about cultivating a deeper relationship with ourselves and the world around us. One of the most beautiful aspects of living alone is the freedom to design our lives with intention. Without external pressures or the need to accommodate others, we have the space to prioritize what truly matters to us. This freedom allows us to set boundaries, not just with others, but also with ourselves. We learn to recognize when we need rest, when we need connection, and when we need to step back and reflect. In Buddhism, the middle way, a path of moderation, teaches us the importance of balance. This principle becomes incredibly relevant when navigating life alone. However, solitude is not without its challenges. There will be days when loneliness feels overwhelming, and the weight of silence becomes heavy. During these moments, it is essential to remind ourselves that loneliness is not a permanent state but a fleeting emotion. The Buddhist practice of mindfulness encourages us to observe these feelings without resistance. Instead of trying to escape or suppress loneliness, we can sit with it, acknowledge it, and allow it to pass naturally. Through this practice, we develop emotional resilience and a deeper sense of inner calm. Creativity often flourishes in solitude. Many great thinkers, artists, and philosophers have spoken about the importance of time alone for nurturing creativity. When we are free from distractions and external expectations, our minds have the space to wander, explore, and create. Whether it's writing, painting, music, or crafting, creative expression becomes a bridge between our inner world and the outer world. It is not about creating something perfect, but about embracing the process and allowing ourselves to play, experiment, and express without judgment. Another profound benefit of living alone is the opportunity for self-reflection. In our fast-paced world, it's rare to have moments of stillness to ask ourselves meaningful questions. Who am I? What do I truly value? What brings me joy? These reflections are not always easy, and the answers may not come immediately. However, over time, solitude creates the space for these answers to surface naturally. Through practices like journaling, meditation, or even long walks in nature, we can gain clarity and insight into our purpose and direction in life. Living alone also allows us to cultivate self-discipline. Without the structure provided by others, we become responsible for creating our own routines, setting our own goals, and holding ourselves accountable. Discipline does not have to be rigid or punishing. Instead, it can be an act of self-love. For example, committing to a morning meditation practice, preparing healthy meals, or dedicating time to a passion project are all forms of self-discipline that nurture our well-being. Relationships take on a new meaning when we live alone. Instead of being surrounded by people out of habit or convenience, We learn to cherish the connections we intentionally choose to maintain. Friendships become more meaningful, conversations become deeper, and time spent with loved ones becomes more precious. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of loving kindness and compassion, not just toward others, but also toward ourselves. These qualities become even more essential in maintaining healthy and fulfilling relationships while living independently. The physical space we inhabit also plays a significant role in our well-being. A home is not just a place to sleep. It is a reflection of our inner state. When living alone, we have the freedom to design our environment in a way that nurtures peace, creativity, and comfort. Simple practices such as decluttering, adding personal touches, or creating a dedicated space for meditation can turn our homes into sanctuaries of calm and inspiration. Nature often becomes a close companion in solitude. Time spent outdoors, whether walking in a park, sitting by a river, or simply observing the sky, can be incredibly grounding. In Buddhism, nature is often seen as a teacher, offering lessons in impermanence, patience, and interconnectedness. When we immerse ourselves in the natural world, we are reminded of the beauty and simplicity of life. Gratitude is another powerful practice that transforms the experience of living alone. In solitude, we become more aware of the small, often overlooked blessings in our lives. A warm meal, a cozy blanket, a beautiful sunset. These simple moments take on new significance. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of contentment and peace. As we embrace the journey of living alone, we begin to realize that solitude is not a limitation but a canvas for growth, creativity, and self-discovery. It is a space where we can learn, heal, and thrive. The wisdom of Buddhism teaches us that true happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from within. By cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and gratitude, we can transform our time alone into a deeply enriching experience. If you've been finding these reflections helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we can continue to explore the timeless teachings of the Buddha and apply them to our daily lives. Solitude is not the end of the journey. It is a gateway to a life filled with purpose, peace, and joy. As we arrive at the final stretch of our journey into the wisdom of living alone, it becomes clear that solitude is not a state to escape from but a space to fully embrace. The lessons learned along the way, resilience, mindfulness, self-reliance, and gratitude, weave together to create a richer understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Solitude, when approached with intention and openness, becomes not a burden but a profound opportunity for growth and fulfillment. One of the most transformative aspects of living alone is the realization that we are enough. In a society that often equates worth with productivity, relationships, or external validation, solitude teaches us to appreciate ourselves as we are. It is in the stillness of being alone that we come to understand that our value is not tied to others' opinions or achievements, but is inherent within us. This self-acceptance is a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings, where the journey inward is often seen as the most important journey of all. Throughout this experience, the practice of mindfulness continues to serve as a guiding light. Whether it's being fully present while sipping tea, appreciating the sound of the wind through the trees, or sitting in silent meditation, mindfulness grounds us in the present moment. It reminds us that joy is not something to chase in the future, but something to be discovered right here and now. Another profound lesson from living alone is the importance of embracing impermanence. Life is in a constant state of change, and solitude provides us with the space to observe this truth more clearly. Relationships evolve, seasons shift, and emotions ebb and flow. By accepting impermanence, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering caused by clinging to what was or fearing what might be. Instead, we learn to appreciate each moment for what it is, a fleeting yet beautiful part of our journey. Living alone also teaches us the value of intentional connection. Friendships, family ties, and community become more meaningful when they are chosen with care and nurtured with intention. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of Sangha, a supportive community that shares our values and aspirations. Even in solitude, we are reminded that we are never truly alone. Our connections, both seen and unseen, form an invisible web of support and belonging. Self-care takes on a deeper meaning in solitude. It's not just about bubble baths or treating ourselves to indulgences. It's about showing up for ourselves consistently, cooking a nourishing meal, maintaining a clean living space, and prioritizing rest become acts of love and respect for ourselves. These daily rituals are not mundane chores, but sacred practices that honor our well-being. In solitude, creativity flourishes. The silence becomes a fertile ground for ideas to sprout and grow. Whether it's painting, writing, playing music, or exploring any other creative pursuit, living alone provides the freedom to fully immerse ourselves in the creative process. In these moments, time seems to stand still, and we experience the pure joy of creation. Reflection becomes an essential tool for growth while living alone. Taking time to pause, look inward, and ask ourselves meaningful questions allows us to gain clarity about our values, goals, and desires. Journaling, meditation, or simply sitting quietly with our thoughts can provide profound insights and a sense of direction. As we conclude this exploration, it's important to remember that living alone is not about isolation or avoidance. It is about creating a relationship with ourselves that is nurturing, compassionate, and grounded in authenticity. Solitude allows us to build a foundation of inner peace and self-awareness that strengthens every aspect of our lives. The teachings of Buddhism remind us that happiness is not something external to be found, but an inner state to be cultivated. Through mindfulness, loving kindness, and gratitude, we learn to transform solitude into a sanctuary rather than a prison. We come to see that living alone is not about being disconnected from the world, but about connecting with it more deeply through ourselves. In the end, the journey of living alone is a deeply personal one. It is not a one-size-fits-all experience, but a path filled with unique challenges, joys, and lessons. What remains universal, however, is the potential for growth, healing, and transformation that solitude offers. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the wisdom of living alone. If you found value in these reflections, consider subscribing to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, let us continue to explore the profound teachings of Buddhism and apply them to our modern lives. May your solitude be filled with peace, your days with purpose, and your heart with gratitude. Until next time, take care and embrace the beauty of your journey.